Welcome everybody, you are at TrueAiki.com and I am Alan Beebe, and today we are going to go over Tandoku Dosa number 9 and number 10. Before I start with number 9 and number 10, let me mention something else that came to mind that I haven't mentioned before. Normally, when I'm teaching the Tandoku Dosa in what we call Kiso Kunren, it's just basic training, we have the people take a wide hanmi, unwieldy wide hanmi. Well, now what's important is that my lower leg is perpendicular, it's coming straight up out of the floor, and the knee can go to my big toe but not over my big toe. And then the back leg, and this has always been a difficult thing for me throughout my entire martial arts career, is the heel should be down. I seem to have short Achilles tendons and it's difficult for me. It's easier if I turn this part of my body this way, but for training's sake I like to have it straight forward. So this is difficult. And remember, this is for all the Tandoku Dosa, all the standing Tandoku Dosa. So the wider your spread, the more challenging it becomes to, say, for example, take a step. I have to this is going down, right? I'm relaxing and falling into the front leg. Well, there's a longer way to fall. And so that is both challenging. People want to launch. The farther back this is, the less you can launch, which is good, right? But the farther you're going to have to fall, which people find difficult. And I suppose that's the whole point of the thing, is to force you to do the right thing so that you come in here, okay? And then you have to fall out quite a ways and land as you should. When you come out quite a ways and land, you don't want to go like this and then correct yourself. And you don't want to do one of these jobs where I'm kind of pre-setting and then letting myself fall into that. So what I'm practicing is making sure that my weight lands exactly where I want it. I'm in control of that, so that my weight distributes on my legs exactly the way I want it to be. I tend to, have you seen on all the videos, I tend to shorten up my hanmi. 2 reasons. I like to fight like that. Usually one leg's forward somewhat, right? But I tend to take a narrow stance, and I tend to not take this super narrow stance this way, or a wide stance this way, or a wide stance this way. It's just very neutral, like I'm gonna step forward kind of a thing. So that's one reason. That's just a personal thing for me. The other reason is probably because I'm lazy, and I just got lazy in my practice. It's easier to do it that way, and so I was doing that. Is that a good reason? No, it's not. So anyway, I wanted to throw that out to you before you start thinking that what you saw in all the other videos is the right one true way of doing things. Quite frankly, there is no one right way of doing things. It's the way that you're doing it at the moment, and what defines it, whether it's right or wrong, is it working? Tandoku Dosa number 9. Let's get away from thinking in terms of like technical application. Remember, this is a dosa. This is a solo body movement exercise. All of these are exercises to build up our bodies. And when we say our bodies, it always includes your neurology, so therefore it always includes your mind as well. And so this is a mind-body exercise, and this is part of Aiki Taiso. And so these are to build Aiki within our bodies. So that's something definitely to think about and keep in mind when you're doing your warm-ups, and you're doing them as warm-ups, and yet they're called Aiki Taiso. Where's the Aiki? If you're defining Aiki as blending with the mind or the energy of a partner, and you're doing your Aiki Taiso, which doesn't have a partner, where is the Aiki? I would argue that there definitely is Aiki in here, and you know, if you've read my blog, you can hopefully, if it's successful at all, you hopefully have a sense of what that Aiki is and how you're developing it in these exercises. So please keep that in mind. Try not to always bridge to some technical thing. Now, did Shirata Sensei bridge these to a technical thing? Yes, he did later on. However, what the technical thing that he bridged it to, is it a practical thing? Yes, it's practical for learning to practice Aiki with a partner. Is it practical for martial application? I would say no, and I think that he would definitely say no too. He kind of liked to follow the KISS principle of keep it simple, stupid. There's the approach, the understanding is very granular. There's bazillions of techniques. Are you expected to wed a technique with a particular situation? Absolutely not. So you should understand it's all the same. The answer is all the same for any one of those questions. And so you come in with this big, broad, simplistic view, and then it gets finer and finer and finer and finer and finer until it gets impossibly fine. And that's when you're leading out to, no, the answer's all the same, and it's this big, broad, simplistic view, which is very important because under the stress of mortal peril, we'll say, you need something like but stupid simple. So that you can actually do that. If it's some super refined thing or another, probably that's not going to be accessible to you at that moment. So everything has to become one. So keeping that approach in mind, I suggest you look at 9 and 10 just as solo body movement exercises. And then I think you'll begin to see how everything that we've been working on up to this point can be applied in Tandoku Dosa 9 and 10. And so you're doing the same thing, but it's a little bit more challenging. You're doing it to a broader degree, and you're doing it under a little more adverse circumstances, I guess I could say. All right, so 9 goes like this. You're in the Hanmi, okay? And the first thing you do is like you're taking a step. So this is relaxing, and I'm falling. I'm starting to fall straight down, and then it swings in underneath forward. So I end up in this a V stance, okay? And you could probably see my head level to the kakejiku in the back. When I come up, my head should not rise from the original level. If anything, my head should sink. Now, it'll feel to me like I'm really sinking down, but if you look, it stayed the same. Well, how did it stay the same? By everything really sinking down, okay? Strangely enough. Then, I cross this leg over, all right? So here and up and over, okay? And here, I'll put my lead foot on the line of the tatami. That's good practice. And I come up on that line and I cross over on that line. And you should get to the point where you don't look down. You saw me look down. It was in the right place. But as soon as I looked down, my butt went out. I lost my balance. So I'm here, and it's crossed over, okay? Boom. Okay, and then your belly button, all this time, should be facing forward. So here, and now it starts to turn. Turn. It's still forward on my body. Turn. Ah, I got stuck. Hold on, let me relax. Oh, okay. Oof, tight. Okay, really tight in the back. That's kind of a hint, by the way, on what we're working on. So supposedly now this is forward. I'm more at a 45-degree angle. Okay, and then that foot comes back to here. All right, let me try to get one of these off. We don't pause on the V, but when you're first learning it, you can do that. So I'm trying to take my hands out of here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, to there. And oh, by the way, again, if you get stuck, what do you do? That's not the answer. It's what you undo. That's almost always the answer. Not what should I do? It's what should I undo? What do I need to relax? What is doing something that I don't need to have that be doing something so it can relax and now the force can flow through there because it's locking up, right? Right now it's the muscles in the backside here are tending to jump to the rescue. That was a better one. Oops. Jump to the rescue and say, we'll save the day, and then screws up everything. Okay? To here. To here. To here. Okay? So, all in one. You notice I start on my left foot. That's just habit. We always started on our left foot. There's a reason for that. Left is hidari. Right is migi. He is fire, the sun. Migi is like mizu, water. So you got fire and water. And in Mikyo, we put the, like in Zen, the left, which is usually considered the, if these were fire and water, this would be fire and this would be water, right? It would be fire, left would be water. And they put the left on top. In Mikyo, it's the opposite. We put the fire on top. Okay. And if you want to go further along with that, then fire would be like the sun, which would be like Amaterasu no Kami, so you lead with that. All that aside, for me, just a habit. Okay, so here, down, 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 down. All right. Lots of fun. Now with the hands are doing interesting things, but I wouldn't worry about that at first. Nevertheless, when I come up, you'll notice this comes like this. Okay? And then they're trading places and coming around. Boom, boom, boom. And it's not just this, there's a this kind of an element to it as well. So in other words, what's going on? They're spiraling, what do you know? My legs, they're spiraling, what do you know? Try to, as you approach this, don't have it be even, planed. So again, my legs form triangles, and I'm stepping, and I'm stepping, and I'm turning, and I'm coming back. If I stay on the same level the whole time, my head should stay on the same level. In order for it to stay on the same level, my legs have to open and close like this. Okay? So while they're doing this, and they are a lot, okay? While they're doing this, they're also opening and closing. All right? So they're, and where's the movement coming from? In here. If it's coming from down there, you're going to have problems with your knees. All right? What's driving this? You guessed it, right? So, and here, almond, no. It goes front and back at the same time. Is there a bow involved in this? Yeah, but probably you don't need to worry about that right now. All right? So right now you can just kind of work on this basic pattern. Okay. Oh. Okay. Boom. 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 Oops, sorry. Took my mind off. Okay. So that's number 9. 10 is related. Seemingly easier, but actually not so, because we come here and then we put this foot down, right? And then we just trade and do the other thing on the same thing on the other side. This one stays the same side all the way. So you know how we're going this way? Okay, boom, 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 like this, right? Okay, which is this. If you're walking, it looks like this, right? What's happening? These are going like this. Not really, okay? What's happening? You're doing this, okay? It's just that this stays still, and these are doing their same thing. They have the freedom to do that relative to this. Before, these are staying the same, so when I do the same thing, what happens? This happens, okay? They're the same. So, here we go. I come up, I'm turning, and then I'm going to turn 180 degrees, so I come to the back here. Okay? What I'm not doing is I'm not going like this. Okay? What I'm not doing is I'm not going like this. Okay? On the front too, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing, I wish I could do it better. Wrong. But I'm not going I'm not doing that. It goes the opposite of that. Okay, that goes up and down, up and down. The way we do it is we go down and up, down and up. Okay, falling, 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 falling. So it's weird. It's like walking, except that I'm falling, 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 falling. Okay. Same thing with the hands. They're doing this thingy. Oops, I wrote that one. Okay. I knocked a bunch off really fast. Why? Because I suck. And speed hides what you're doing. I'm honest. But you want to do, Shirata sensei would always say, you go slow, 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 slow. And shizukani, shizukani, which is quietly. So you want to go slow and quietly. And he's not talking about physical sound. What he's talking about when he says shizukani is if you look at the sound waves, right? He's saying, little, you want it to look like this. Okay? So go slow and work so you can make it be like this. Is it still going like this? Yeah, it's just so small that you can't see that. Alright? It forces you to be better. If you go loud and fast, you don't have to be so good. Why do you think they film action films? Loud, fast, right? Loud in the sense of noise, but also loud. The action is fast and they're cut, right? So it looks like, oh, there's all this stuff going on, and it leaves it to your imagination, right? We don't want that. Okay, this is where you have to be ego-free. You go, yeah, this is where I'm at, and this is what I'm doing about it. Okay, you don't need to cover that up. Now, from the combative side of things, it's not taught so often anymore, but the idea is that in training, you want to know and reveal every weakness about yourself and about everything else, because you're trying to improve upon that, right? Knowledge is power, and you're trying to improve upon that. Outside the dojo, you reveal nothing. Okay? You only reveal what you choose to reveal. And you oftentimes, what you're revealing is something fallacious. It's like you're letting them know this while you're around doing this. So your ego is your big enemy, right, for that. So I come up slow, slow, and you're just working on it. Slow, 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 slow. Oh, that was a little too fast. Slow, 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 slow. When you can do that, I'm talking to myself, right? When you can do that in full form, it's a nice slow pace, then you're going to be able to seemingly do that incredibly fast at a normal pace, right? And when pressure's on, you tend to act too quickly anyway, so better to just take it easy so you can actually work on your quality control. Okay, so that's 9, 10. 9 and 10 have been a conundrum to me for a long time. They still remain a conundrum, maybe less so, but you can assuage yourself with this idea for a while. I'm talking decades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seemed pretty darn straightforward. I understood what was going on in them. Did I? Yeah, I understood what was going on in them. Now I understand what's going on in them, right? Do I know everything? Absolutely not. So do I understand everything that's going on in 9 and 10? No. But I trust that every year I'm understanding more, and there's, secrets will be revealed to me in time. Once you start to understand the basic truths, like Osensei would say, no, there are no secrets. So, what secrets are these that are being revealed? Well, the secrets that are being revealed are the basic truths. The basic truths that, you've overlooked and ignored or were never taught for however many years that you were practicing. So some of that will come from, all of that eventually will come from training, but of course some of that realization that comes from training will come from insights from other individuals too, because your way of perceiving and thinking about things changes. That's very important as well. So hopefully this is a benefit to you as well. Next time we'll be 11 and 12. And remember, it goes to 13, so there's 13. Hopefully by the time we get to 13, there's not a lot outward that you will see. So hopefully by the time we get to 13, you'll have an idea when I'm talking about what I'm doing. Even though you don't see anything, you'll have an idea, oh, okay, I get it. What you're working on there, even though I just don't see anything. That's kind of held in juxtaposition to 11 and 12, which there's a whole lot going on. So there's several different movements in those. Basically 11 and 12 are combining everything that we had before, and so they're kind of summative, and at the same time showing, oh look, and it can look a little bit different while you're doing the exact same thing that we've been doing before. And then when we get to 13, it's a parallel to 0. We started with 0. And then what do? You start over again. And that's, if you're making progress, you'll find yourself doing the spiral. You go, oh, and I come all the way back around to where I was before, but it's not going in circles because it's a spiral. So I'm going this way now. So I come all the way back around to where I was before, but it's not the same place as where I started. And I go back all the way around to where I was before, but it's not where I was the last time. And I go back all the way around to where I was before, and I'm always moving further along. Is there a terminus? I haven't heard of anyone who's really, really good ever say that they're aware of a terminus. They are always keenly aware of how much more they need to practice and learn. And I'm not nearly as good as that, so, what does that say about me? I invite you to kind of reflect on that as well, because that is good. That means that we're all kind of, I might be further along in the water, maybe not. I might be behind in the water, maybe I am, but we're still all swimming in the same ocean. So this is a path we share. We can try to help each other out. All right, I will shut up. I'll see you next time, going over 11 and 12, and hopefully before the end of the year, maybe we'll wrap up Tando Kudosa, and then I get to present some other things that maybe you'll find interesting. I hope so. I'm just sharing stuff that was shared with me, so I'm trying to throw it out there. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.